By having a goal to get wealthy, you're expanding the capacity of who you are literally. And that's what I want for you. Hi, I'm Janet. After years of trying to figure out the film industry, making some gains only to see them dwindling away, I finally got my shit together and I made $85,000 my first year in the film industry in Los Angeles. Creating a career in film does not need to be a struggle. You can start in your city. I want to teach you my process and teach you how to do it. You'll see that you really can live that extraordinary film lifestyle that only the film industry can provide. Let's go. Can you imagine being rich in your mind right now before you are rich in your bank account? I want to teach you how to do that because that's how you get there much faster. I teach you how to train your mind to see yourself in that way. Then everybody is attracted to you. The thinking comes first. The money comes second. So let's look at, does the thinking come first and then everything else comes second? Is it true? Well, look at your life today. Your thinking today has given you your money results, what you've been able to accomplish so far in your life. What you think about all day long equals the money in your bank account. What you think about for the film industry, it equals the amount of money in the bank account from film. You might think, I just want the money. Just give me the money. Then I can do amazing things with it. But having the money isn't as important as going through the process of becoming a person who believes that they can create as much money, as much wealth as they want in the world, in the film industry and in other businesses. It's very simple. In order to make money, you have to create value. So the more money you make, the more value you have made in the world. So if you look at somebody who's making $1 million today, they have created $1 million worth of value in the world. Somebody who's making $10 million, $100 million has created $100 million worth of value in the world. So you might say, I'm not doing it for the money. Exactly. We're not doing it for the money. We're doing it for a measure of the value that you're providing into the industry, into the world, even to your family. If I had sat back and said, no, I don't want to make money, it's about art, my impact would have been way smaller in the world. If I did not care about creating value that leads to money, I could be living in a small apartment like everybody else who started in the film industry when I did. They're still living in small apartments. They're still basically broke. And I used my brain to create wealth in the world by creating a lot of value and be focused on this value. That's what I want to teach you how to do. I would not have been able to teach how to get to the highest paid work in the industry. I would not have been able to show you how to use film as your platform and use all these other businesses that you can do to amplify your wealth while you do film. I won't be able to be an example to my family as an entrepreneur, where I make more in 1 year than my entire family, all their descendants, everybody put together. If I didn't nurture myself into believing that I could, then I couldn't do it. I could not show you the pathway to nurture yourself to believing that you can also make this much money. And when I say this much money, I mean as much money as you want to make, that you decide to make, where you nurture yourself to believe that you can, and you take this new identity and you use it to expand your capacity, your abilities, the way you're thinking and how you show up in the world, your capacity. And that generates wealth for yourself. I know that it is the most important decision I ever made in my life, which was deciding to be a person that creates tremendous value out there. And I was going to use my brain, all of my brain, in every single day to keep going towards that. Instead of shrinking and believing also all the things that come into my head that I can't do it. See, this isn't a conversation about how much you can make in the film industry. This is a conversation about creating value in the world that is reflected back to you in money. Money gives us a direction. It helps us expand our capacity of what we're able to do in the world. I look at my own evolution as a person And because I have these big goals, because I keep questioning my capacity in life, what I can take on, what I can do, what's possible, because I keep questioning and I'm pushing these boundaries within myself, I must stand for what's possible for all the artists in the world, because I have these big goals that I know that they can also achieve when they think this way, when they push their brains this way. The value that you're creating is measured by money, yes, but it also determines how you feel about yourself. It also determines what you do out there. It determines literally who you are. So by having a goal to get wealthy, you're expanding the capacity of who you are literally. And that's what I want for you. To have your life be created by the value that you are producing in the world. It determines how you think every day. It determines how you feel. It determines who you are. And it's to expand the capacity of what's possible, of what you can do as an example for yourself, for your family, for productions out there, for the films that people will see forever, for the performances that will make people feel. I'm obsessed with the thought work that goes with the big money goals, the growth, the friendships, the quality of life, the turning the brain on fire, the responsibility that you're taking on, the commitment that you're taking on, the example that you are being, and how it impacts families, your family, all your friends, everybody that knows you, and the world. Because when you're being that, it totally sends ripple waves across the world. It impacts just your presence when you're on set, what you're able to create, and all the people that are attracted to you and what you all create together. You're impacting generations. You are starting a legacy. Measure is just a money of how you are thinking. So $100,000, that's a lot of money. Then $500,000. And then you're going to think $100,000, that's not a lot of money. And then $1 million. And then $10 million and beyond. The money that you make is a reflection of how you're thinking. I want to teach you a way to turn your life on fire that nobody teaches. It is one of the goals in my life, truly, to encourage artists to go from wanting to get wealthy to deciding to get wealthy as they possibly can, by creating as much value on film sets, using their ideas, your vision, your creativity, your stories, your performance. Get as wealthy as you possibly can for your own benefit and for the benefit of your family, for the benefit of being an example, and for all the people that you serve and the networks that pay you for your value. It requires that you're not stingy with your efforts. Here's what I mean by that. I don't want to put in the effort because what if it doesn't pay off? That way is going to kill you. That way of thinking will kill you. That's like horse trading. I'll only put out this much effort if I know it's going to pay off. That's scarcity thinking, and it will kill your creativity. It kills your dreams. It's making your dreams into something that causes you pain. Have you noticed? It taints your viewpoint of the world. It makes you angry about the world. It makes you into somebody that you don't even like. Here's the coolest thing. Deciding to become rich, wealthy in film and in life, that's what makes you successful in film. It gives you the direction for how to use being on these sets, how you should spend each day, who to talk to, and also what to say. Do you want to be rich? It's not as hard as you think. I can teach you. I can help you learn the process that I used to get rich. I will help you change into a person who's more motivated and more committed in all the ways that lead to wealth. I will help you understand the difference between a mediocre life that I used to have, that most people have, into having audacious expectations of what you want to create in this world. This is about moving from wanting to be rich to deciding to be rich. And it's not about expensive mansions and hotels and awesome vacations, but it's also not about those things. Those things are very fun. But it's more about learning that we don't know what's possible for ourselves. We have these limited paradigms that prevent us from even giving ourselves permission to go into those places in our minds. This is not a dream. This is a decision that that's how we're going to use our human lives. That decision is based on a large money goal and the courageous personal growth that is going to be required to create the value out there in film and in the world and expand your bank account because of it. In the A-list Mastermind, we set big money goals for our own personal growth. I teach you how to use your creative mind, and that is what produces money. I teach you how to uncover and change your beliefs about money, because your beliefs about money are producing the amount of money in your bank account today. I teach you how to deal with imposter syndrome and other people's opinions and sabotage, even self-sabotage. I teach these concepts in the reinvention formula part of the training in the A-list Mastermind, and it is the most important work that I do. So we have the reinvention formula and we have the A-list model. The A-list model is what to do on these film sets to get the work and to have work keep coming back and grow for the rest of your career. So that's strategy, and that is so important. Film schools would love to get their hands on it, but they can't because it can only be taught by somebody who is this dedicated to helping you as you get into the business. This is a daily, monthly, this is like me living with you in your thinking and in what you do out there in the world. And schools are not set up for that. They teach 50 people at a time, the same stuff that you'll learn on set in one day. And on sets, you can be taught for 12 hours a day, not just from me, but from world-renowned professionals who will end up referring you work because they take you under their wing. Academy Award-winning directors, DPs, and actors. I work with so many of them. And they are also value-driven people. I just love these people. I love them. I love being around them. And I love for you to be around them because it normalizes that you should be thinking in this way too. So I teach this transformational thinking that all successful people know that will put you on frickin' fire. Also allow you to gain respect out there because of the way you're thinking. Make you stand out because of the way you're thinking. And also mostly just feel fulfilled in your own body and calm down your mind because you know you're thinking in a way that's going to give you a great life, an amazing life. And you'll also have the strategy, which is following that A-list model. Your dream is something to be lived into, something that you produce on a daily basis, even a minute-by-minute basis. Not something to be dreamed about. It's something to be lived into. So I want you to try me out on this. Join the A-list Mastermind. Get around other people who think like this too. I want you to consider the possibility that this might be the best thing that you could ever do. It's not just a good thing to do. It's just not a bad thing to do, but it's one of the best things that you can do in terms of finding out what you are capable of, finding out how much money you can make in the business, and then using that money because you're the good person that you are in a way that creates more good in the world. So come on, everybody, join the A-list Mastermind. Let's have some fun with how to create a life that is beyond our dreams with our beautiful minds. Take care. Bye, everybody. Thanks for listening today. And if you have a moment, could you please leave me a review? I would love that. And make sure you head over to friendsandfilm.com/join and sign up for my free mini course on what you need to know to find opportunities and start making film and acting work come to you. I'll see you next week.